else we need to do, I'm sure this surely won't kick on, but we need to kill the disconnect. There's a disconnect right here, right? I guess so. Hey Steven, just real quick, if you'll unmute this, or whenever you're ready to, it's good. I just want to make sure that I plugged this in. I want to make sure that it's good to go. So 1, 2, test 1, 2. It seems quieter than it was earlier.
We have 3 chairs in there, John. If we wanted to put them back here, I think so. I was gonna actually put these down here, kind of get that instead of up there.
The camera just shows you. Testing 1, 2. You heard me? Nice. Hello, Mr. Stafford. Hello. How are you today? I'm doing pretty fine. Welcome everybody to Vina High School. Is it working? Hello. Welcome. Oh. Can we keep talking? Okay. It's very changed.
Yeah, I know. Little did I know 5 years ago how much I would love this job. So it was my desire back when I was in high school to be a nurse. Even though my mom's a nurse, she tried to talk me out of it. But with Joellen Reichert, who was my the nurse there and the instructor at that time, she kind of reeled me in. So those of you guys that have had my Health Ox class, you know one of my number one things is to reel you into some nursing. So anyhow, little did I know, 17 years into my career, would I have the opportunity to come to Vienna High School. And my mom always told me I should be a teacher. They have kind of good hours, and you don't have to work holidays, and you don't have to work midnights. So when the opportunity came, I jumped here. And so I am so excited to have the best of two worlds, to be able to teach as well as to be able to still nurse and bring in nurses into the world, as well as some other careers. So first, before we get started, I want to do some introductions. I want to recognize some people that are very important to the CNA program to ensure that we continue it, and definitely supportive in all manners that we need. First of all, Mr. Joshua Stafford, who's our superintendent, Mr. John Giffen, our principal, Ms. Kathy Anderson, who is our Dean of Instruction, the board. I did receive a few emails and texts for some of them that would be watching live. So I want to thank you for your support. Some other people that are very instrumental in our success here at Vienna High School in the CNA program is Hillview Healthcare Center. They allow us to come in and be able to care for their residents. So that is Rachel Thomas, who is the administrator of the facility. And then also we're honored to have their director of nurses, Mr. Will Thomas, to be our second clinical instructor. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Stafford to do the awarding of the scholarships.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith, and it's so good that you guys are able to come out tonight. It's good to see everybody, and also to be able to live stream this for the people who aren't able to be here. We're so proud of each and every one of our nursing students, and it's wonderful to see them seated out here this evening. And our nursing program here at Vienna has gone on for many years, and I like to refer to it as a legacy program. You would be hard-pressed to walk into a healthcare facility or hospital of any kind in Southern Illinois or Western Kentucky and not find a Vienna High School graduate. And this program certainly equips our young people to go into meaningful careers, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the work that Mrs. Smith and everybody contributes to this program. So it's certainly my pleasure to be able to present the awarding of the scholarships here tonight. First off is the Helen Hook Hossa Memorial Scholarship. This is provided by Max Hook and Luland Mount and their family in honor of their mother. She was a resident at Hillview Healthcare here in Vienna and loved the nursing students as they came down throughout the years to help her and the many others in our community. After her passing, her family set up a scholarship in honor of someone that's pursuing a nursing career. Since they are unable to attend tonight, I will present on their behalf, and they would like to award this scholarship for this year's Helen Hook Hossa Memorial Scholarship to Kylie Smith. Next, we will have the American Red Cross Scholarship. Each year, the CNA class hosts 2 blood drives, one in the fall and one in the spring. The students recruit, organize, do registration, provide snacks, assist donors, post their giving of blood, and they provide lots of moral support. Red Cross provides scholarship money depending on the amount that we're able to collect. This year, we met our goals, and we were allotted 3 scholarships. The first of 2 of these scholarships will be going to Caitlin Cantrell, Kirsten Goins, and Skylar Johnson. You may want to step over this. And then the last scholarship we'll present this evening is the Hillview Healthcare Scholarship. Hillview has played a vital role in our program, and we're so grateful for their willingness to allow our students to remain in a local healthcare facility and provide service to those that are in our community. The Board of Directors at Hillview has graciously provided this scholarship to one student for the past several years. This year, they are excited to be able to offer another scholarship to a person pursuing a career in nursing. This year's scholarship from Hillview, determined by their Board of Directors, is awarded to Kylie Smith. This time, we'll turn things over back to Mrs. Smith.
Okay, so just kind of want to do a quick opening for those that don't know, Florence Nightingale, she is kind of the founder of nursing, and this year is they are celebrating her 200th anniversary of nursing, and so I felt like it was important to just kind of note that. Not everyone sitting here in front of you in the white is going into nursing, but every one of them is going to healthcare of some sort. And as you all know, right now during this pandemic time, healthcare is definitely on the front lines. And so as you are looking at those in the white, in just a few months to in the few years, they would be standing and taking care of those that are being affected by this COVID virus. And so I just wanted to honor them tonight because I haven't heard any of them say, Miss Smith, I've changed my mind. After this, no way am I going into healthcare. So I believe most of them that I've talked to are still pursuing and pushing forward into that. So I just want to honor them for that because a lot of people might have turned around and ducked and run, but you've got 16 individuals sitting here in front of you that are pursuing that. So now on to the purpose that we're here tonight, and that is to recognize these 16 individuals that have completed the Certified Nursing Assistant Program. As Ms. Reichert had told me, each class will have their personality, and definitely is that true. Each year there is something that kind of stands out for each class, and this year there was a few things that stuck out to me, but as we kind of went on, there was kind of two things that I thought about for this class. One was they were pretty laid back, and two, they persevere. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys sitting here can understand what persevere would mean. And so if I would have known how the year would end, I definitely would have been praying that this class would have been a class that persevered. When I say laid back, I say that because when they came to class, there was never usually any drama, from big laughter to crying. Well, not there weren't some tears a few days, but overall, just pretty laid back and kind of went with the flow, no matter which way which direction it went. And I feel like that even shows as we're sitting here tonight. Prior to this event of the COVID-19, we were in our classroom and we spent 2 hours every single day together. We started at 8 o'clock and we went till 10:07, I believe it was. It's been a while, but 10:07. And this group pushed through a lot of obstacles in some of their classes. And then on March the 16th, we found out that we were going to go home. And little did we know that it was going to be the very last day that we would be at Vienna High School. So we continued on. This class joined me on Zoom meetings. They watched them because I recorded them for them because many of them were working and had different schedules. But they continued on, and they were prepared. Everybody has a few ups and downs, but overall they were very prepared. So, again, I would like to say to the class of 2020, you will always be remind me of I'm a class that perseveres. So, one thing that we always do in my CNA class is celebrate birthdays. And as some of you are very aware, you get to pick out your very favorite dessert, and I bring that for you on your birthday. Of course, if you remember what day your birthday is, right, Caitlin? So, So anyhow, but we do celebrate. So I want to just encourage those that have not had their birthday celebrated to not give up, because there will come a time that I'll come knocking on your door and I will share some of your favorite dessert with you. And don't worry, the rest of you guys, I'll knock on your doors as well and give you a taste. So just kind of moving on to a more serious note. Our class has had some really great experiences in the classroom and in our clinic setting. They have worked very hard and they've remained constant. They knew what was expected and they knew what to expect when caring for individuals. However, sometimes when we care for individuals, it's very unexpected. Correct, guys? Yeah. But they handled it like pros. They have a lot of dedication. They have so much compassion. There was many times that when they were finished, you would find them visiting in the room with many of the residents. And they also have a drive. This group is not only exceptional from my perspective, but it's validated by many accomplishments. Their senior year is mostly exclusive of dual credit, with many of them taking 7 classes. And if that's not enough, most of them are also enrolled in online classes through their local college. Some of them even took 2. That's not even all that they do. Many of them have been athletes. They're involved in many of the clubs through Vienna High School. And all of those clubs, as we know, involve a lot of activities. Many of them have a job where they're working. Of course, we all have families, so there's family activities that they've been involved with. And of course, every teenager needs a social life, so they fit that in as well. So as I say, this class is very exceptional. So that's what makes my job so easy. They excel, they strive to grow, and they enjoy life. This group has managed to complete the CNA program. The CNA program is very demanding and has rules and regulations that are set forth by the Illinois Department of Public Health. And many of those rules are rigid. Most people do not even know the depth or the intensity of this program. But these students have come when they've not felt like it. They've been a little hungry when we've started, 7 o'clock at the nursing home and pushed them all the way till they had to get back to third hour, even though a few of them might get a sneak into McDonald's. They also have been able to continue this at home. So we had to cover 6 chapters at home, and so I'm very proud of them. Sometimes I felt like I maybe was a little hard. They might remember there was one time I told them they were all going to have to retake a test because they didn't do well enough, and then I came to my senses thinking, what am I doing? I don't even know how to set that up. So anyhow, needless to say, they've worked really, really hard, and I'm just so proud of them. My goal here, you guys, was just to lay the foundation of skills, knowledge, and confidence that you have to take the next step. These students have continued to meet all the requirements that they have to be able to complete the CNA class, and many of them have made a lot of personal sacrifices. A lot of times people see how beautiful they are or handsome they are and how clean and sharp they look in their white, but you don't realize exactly what they've been doing all year. Well, some of you might, because they might have told you a few stories. But the last 8 months, with a few months not being close together, they started their healthcare career in a nursing home. This is not the glamorous type of work that most of you guys have seen on TV, on the medical shows that we see. But trust me, it will have rewarding memories that last forever. These students have seen the most difficult and challenging type of nursing firsthand. They have seen the reality of aging, they have seen the reality of suffering, and even death. Most of the tasks are very labor-intensive, unpleasant, and very difficult, and yet these students did not fail. They gave compassionate care every single time. Their work at the nursing home has been extraordinary. They have cared for those that cannot care for themselves. They have had compassion on those that have just needed a hug or a smile, a listening ear, their nails done, and maybe even some makeup. And they did all of this, and they completed all of their skills 10 clinic hours prior to what we had to get done. So when COVID put us to a stop, this group had already completed their skills checkoff. So once again, I cannot say how amazing they are. So without a doubt, I would consider it a privilege to have any one of these students take care of me or my family in any setting. Again, this has been the first steps into your healthcare career. It's up to grabs for what direction you guys may go. What you see in front of you, as they have told me on their papers, some of them are going to be nurses, some nurse practitioners, some physician assistants, some occupational therapists, forensic science, social work, a surgeon, a certified nurse anesthetist, an anesthesiologist. Now, those may change, but at this point, that is their drive. So whatever holds for their future for this group, I know that they've had the lessons to prepare them and to lead them forward into their next steps. And ultimately, my goal would be that you would choose a career that you love. Because as you know, if you love your career, you will never work a day in your life. There's been a lot of pressure the last few months, just completing work at home, the thoughts of the final test. I had several text me after they took it, Miss Smith, when you going to grade our final? When you going to grade our final? When they finished the final, all of them demonstrated the information that they had learned. And it is comprehensive, which means whatever they learned on day one, they were tested on it on the final day. And this group, as you all already have taken your big breath and took a big sigh of relief, has completed this. So this is our final step in closing the step for you guys to move forward. So as I'm sitting here, I would like to speak to the parents, the grandparents, the support systems that are within this group. As these students advance in their careers, they will need your continued support in whatever direction they go. Thank you for their encouragement and support for completing this program. I give you the credit for their character and their compassion. This is not something that I can teach in 8 months or in the classroom. Those values have come from you. I know that you all share my sentiments in expressing how very proud we are of each student today. And lastly, which is what I've been dreading, to my students. Thank you for allowing me to share this past year with you, or I don't even know how many months it was, 6, 7. And thank you for the willingness to change, to push on. When the going got tough, you guys got tougher. But most important, thank you for sharing your life with mine. I'm richer for knowing each and every one of you guys in my class. I hope that I've inspired you to be the best that you can be and instilled in you the confidence you need to continue to work towards your career goals, whichever that might be and whichever direction that leads you. I hope you realize that you have the gifts to make a difference in the lives of many people through the experience you have gained. I challenge you not to give up when it gets hard. You already know that, because I promise you it will get harder. Always remember, anything in life is never easy, but if you love it, go for it. It's worth fighting for. Know that you will make mistakes and have failures, but it's acknowledging those and learning from those mistakes and failures that allow you to succeed. And always know, if you need a pep talk, a shoulder to cry on, and especially someone to share your accomplishments with, you know where to find me. Lastly, I hope that you all never lose sight of the importance of the work as a nursing assistant, and always respect this position for the required work. Know that this experience will be what makes you the best of the best. I'm very proud of each and every one of you, and I wish you much success and happiness in your future. I expect great things from this class. So to the class of 2020, on to your presentation of your pins. I would like to ask Mr. Giffen to come up to call each student by name. When we do that, if you want to come up to receive that, and then you can step over for your picture.
Good evening. It's my honor to call the roll for the 2020 Varina High School Nurse Assistant class. First on our program is Shelby Beasley. Next is Caitlin Burton. Caitlin Cantrell. Shaylee Eves. Kirsten Goins. Shayla Holloman. Jonathan Huckleberry. Cody Johnson. Skylar Johnson. Chasey Mears. Colin Meyer. Shelby Norton. Kylie Ramsey. Kylie Smith. Elizabeth Taylor. and Haven Test. This concludes our ceremony this evening. Congratulations to all of our nurse assistant class students, and thank you all for coming out this evening. And congratulations to you all as well, all the parents and grandparents and brothers and sisters and all the support group that you have out here today. Thank you for coming out, and thank everybody for joining us this evening. Congratulations, students. Congratulations.